Hi guys, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. This is a brand new channel. I'm really excited to be here with you. And I wanted to do this to share a bit more about my life, my experiences, my views. I feel like I have so much to say and sometimes it's hard to get my voice out there. So this is going to be an opportunity for me just to share some of my thoughts with you, but also I'd love for you to interact and to share your stories. I feel like that it's through sharing our experiences and views that we grow and evolve, which is, to me anyway, the whole purpose of us being here. So today I really wanted to talk, it'll be a short one. It's I want to do a first series, a kind of like a one take series, so really no editing, just really raw and honest, a raw and honest conversation between me and you. So this first video is going to be about the need that we have to be in control. Like we feel like we need to be in control. We need to know every step that we're going to take. Tomorrow, next week, next month. And whilst it's important to make sure that we have plans and goals, we have kind of like a North Star, it's also important not to be obsessed with controlling everything that we do, or I guess the outcomes really. So of course we can control our actions, but we can't always control what's going to happen. And just being at peace with that is really important. I feel like a lot of the issues with anxiety that we're seeing today, a lot of just the people quitting their dreams and objectives too early because something hasn't gone along, something hasn't happened exactly how they wanted or planned or envisioned. Therefore, it's not going to happen, so they quit. And there's a lot of dreams and I guess ambitions being left on the side because people have this really strong need to be in control. This leads to anxiety. This leads to other sort of mental health issues, which we're all seeing and experiencing a lot these days. I've certainly had periods of my life, not that far away, not that long ago, really, that have been really challenging for me, particularly again because I wanted to be in control, and when I wasn't, it was the uncertainty that was really driving me mad. And three things have really helped me to just find peace and just be a lot more content and happy with where I am, still having my dreams, my goals, my ambitions that I want to achieve, but just being a lot more comfortable with where I am right now and how sometimes life just takes different turns of what we weren't necessarily expecting, but sometimes they're actually better than what we thought. And I'm sure that you've also experienced that at some point. So the three things that really made a difference were just I'll do my best, and then the outcome is the outcome, and I'm not gonna stress too much about it. Not wanting to control what other people say or do or respond to your actions. A lot of the times we expect people to have to return in the same way. So let's say, for example, if you dedicate your whole life to someone, you expect them to do the same in the same way, same intensity, and that isn't always achievable. That isn't always healthy or necessary, really. That kind of is like this transactional relationship that we tend to rely on or want or focus on. That isn't really the ideal type of relationship we should aim for. So just really do your best and be okay with what happens next, and then you sort of tailor your next step, your approach to how things develop. Don't put your expectations on others to respond exactly the way you'd like them to, and then be disappointed if they don't. So kind of like free yourself from the need of external validation, if we can say it like that, and just trusting that life always takes us where we need to be and where we need to go. And that's been one of the biggest really lessons that I've had in my life so far anyway. When I was young, I remember I had this kind of like 10-15 year plan of like, so I'm originally from Portugal and moved to the UK when I was 18, and I wanted to go to certain university, study a certain degree and do this and that by these marks, these milestones of like 25, I'm going to do this, and by 30 I'm going to have that. nothing happened in that way. Like, I don't actually remember all of the plans, but I definitely can tell you that everything that I had planned when I was 17, 18 has not happened in the way I had imagined. And it's probably a good thing. I've learned so much over the years with the challenges that I've faced, whether it was, whether it was through difficult relationships, whether it was, me moving to different countries because of work, so having to adapt to new cultures, having, my own set of challenges there, moving back to the UK just before COVID hit. But it's been a beautiful journey so far. And sometimes I forget that. I feel like I haven't achieved as much, or haven't achieved the things I wanted to have achieved by now. But really having these, which has only been a recent thing, by the way, I'd say it's something that I've kind of intellectually known for years, but it's really hard for us to like actually process it in our brains. Like, you can know something, but then applying it into your everyday life is hard, right? So this of me just trusting that if things don't work out, it's for the better, so I don't need to stress myself with it. So, if I, for example, don't get the job that I want to, or a certain relationship or friendship with someone doesn't really work out, I'm not really stressing as much. So yes, of course I get like bummed every now and then, but I don't give it the intensity or that importance that I once used to, and really like wanting to force something with a specific situation, whether it was, and it's happened across many areas. So it's happened at work, me trying to really fit in and just make me being in that specific company work, and it didn't, and I was just getting more and more frustrated and unhappy. And the same with relationships. So I've really tried so hard to make relationships work in the past, like bending myself backwards and forwards to try and fit in with the other person's agenda, kind of losing myself, and not that I put aside the things that I wanted to achieve with a relationship, but kind of like excusing a lot of the behaviors, and that adapting my goals to try and make this relationship work. So I don't know if this resonates with you. I hope it does, and I hope it helps you as well during these times of like uncertainty, of just feeling anxious or overwhelmed about something that isn't really developing the way you want it to. Just know that if you do your best, and you keep going forward, if something doesn't really develop the way you envisioned or that you wanted to, there's a reason for it. Life has, special ways of teaching us lessons, or kind of like putting us in the right path. And I feel that if we pay more attention to those signs that we get on a daily basis that we don't pay attention to, and therefore we don't see and don't actually take those clues to kind of like guide us on where we need to go, if we did more of that, we'd be a lot happier, and we'd probably get to our goals a lot quicker as well. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first video. I'll be sharing more in the coming weeks. Bye.